Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We're in court and we are going through Oldbag's testimony. Now, I was worried that she might do the quick fire statements thing, but the judge told her to stop doing that, and I'm hoping the fact that we were told before that she listens to figures of authority will mean that she doesn't do it anymore, but I guess we'll see. She does seem to do whatever she wants. So we are going to go through and press her statements and go through everything that happened. So, on the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 PM. I'm probably only going to do voices the first time they read out their statements as well, rather than every time we press a line and things, so hold it. Let's press. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to go into the studio... Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You'd need an employee card key to get in. Oh, didn't we find one of those? Right, the car key that I have, yeah. So what she's saying is no one wasn't supposed to be there. No one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Okay. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Okay, poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through there since the morning. A run-through? They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon and would use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? Well, I had some errands to run that morning. Okay, what were the errands? What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. That face. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Okay, so she's got an obsession with Hammer. Okay. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? No. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. Okay, it was at the main gate from then until 5. So you were watching there the whole time, no breaks, not even a second. Of course, I'm a professional, you know. What, so you just don't go to the toilet and don't have a drink or a bit of food? Or are you criticising how I do my job, Whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I could watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper Whapper? Oh my god. Snipper Whapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So, the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Now, the murder happened at 2:30 PM, right? How did you know that? Oh, ho, ho! I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. Oh, stupid detective. Gumshoe. I offered him some donuts and he talked and talked. Of course he did. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. ... Poor Detective Gumshoe getting ratted out by a security guard. Interested me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 PM. Okay. 2? You're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. It's rude. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. So you saw Mr. Powers? That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. Okay, so it was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Right, so this is the point where we're going to present our photo, right? But I've got a feeling that Edgeworth might have photo number 1, which could throw some new evidence in. But for now, let's do it. Let's present it. It's definitely from 2 PM. So, present. Let me get this straight, Oldbag. Miss Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. There it is. ... What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course! Didn't your mama teach any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't! ... Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss Witness. The judge has hit him back with some shots. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. I mean, it does seem a bit rude, but whatever. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. Right, she's probably got photo 1, I'm guessing. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. It sounds right, he does use the word pal quite a lot. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. Okay, let's hear about it. The man in the photo. Ooh, so we're on to a new phase then. Alright, here we go. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. I mean, that's a good point. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Well, we'll see. So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. That's right. I'm gonna do that. I love this game. It really, really is good, isn't it? I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. Press. Whippersnapper! I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up. Youth today, always worrying about each other, pointing fingers this way. It's enough to make it... Oh, he's doing it again. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I mean, he's actually got a point. Yeah, I think Edgeworth has met his match. I think for the first time ever, I'm agreeing with Edgeworth. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene... Can we press that? We can. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me. What exactly were you doing? Observing, just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. Interesting, alright. I saw Powers trip and fall. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So, Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it... Oh my god. Look, let's just skip over this part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. Okay, he broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Can we find out what it was? He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear? The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. I mean, if the integrity of the spear was ruined by that being snapped and put together with duct tape, would it have had enough force to actually impale somebody? Not sure about that. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. Okay, a break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Does seem weird. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Powell's ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot. Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honour? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is? Where is this still samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers, not necessarily. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honour? Object or wait and see what happens. Interesting, so we could object here, or we could let Edgeworth continue? I mean, I think we object. What's the harm in objecting, right? Hold it right there. Let me have a drink. Okay. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. That's right. The defence has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honour. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
Oh my god, witness's account continues. She's got endless testimonies.
The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 PM, true? The only person I saw go to the studio before them was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
Where's photo 1? Photo 1's going to be crucial here. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Alright. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 PM, true. Press. How do you know that?
Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret pal, he told me everything.
I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody suspicious looking? Ah. But could somebody that she thought didn't look suspicious have gone by? Interesting, alright. No one else went there. What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before one? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in.
Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy.
Oh god, edgy boy. Old windbag sure has balls. Or, well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. Okay, so the time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 PM. So what do we have evidence-wise here? Time of death was 2:30 PM. We've got this card key. I don't know if that's going to be useful here. I don't think it really tells us anything. The photo. I mean, let's go through our statements again. I mean, that's true. We pressed that. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Okay. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. I mean, so can we prove? Hang on, how convenient. So, let's think. So the time that is definitely true. We can't present anything there. The only person I saw go to the studio before them was Will Powers. I mean, okay, I think. Well, that doesn't necessarily seem quite right. No one else went there. Now that, I feel like we can maybe... Let's press her again on this. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Everyone was in the employee area before then. And a lot of the main gates and no one could get... Okay, so we know that's not... Okay, so we know that's not true. So she's saying that absolutely nobody went past the camera before Powers, which she's saying is in the photo, right? But we know that's not true because this is a second photo number 2. So someone else must have gone past the camera that she doesn't know about or isn't saying about, because there would have had to be a photo number 1 to be a photo number 2, I think. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sir, Sonny.
So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture, that's what I'm saying.
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October the 15th, 2 PM, photo number 2.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 PM on October the 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2.
Photo 2?
The computer only held data for 1 photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Boom! Order, order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Come on, Judge, it's very self-explanatory. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet, there is only data for 1 of the photos. Who could have erased data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself.
Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fires twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help!
But believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too.
Always the whippersnapper. ...
Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. Right, I just remembered something.
Convenient. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
And you didn't mention this before? I see. Your testimony, please. Oh god, now she's going to have to revise it again. The other person. Alright, here we go. Fine. More testimony. Alright, fine, guys. But we will leave it there because we're out of time. So we'll read this other testimony in the next one. It's all getting very interesting, isn't it? So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne Nate, Tony Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Hobo, Numinous, Kumadim, Paulione, Frosty the Sheep, JohnCon555, Chrissy, Paul James, and Zoltes. And I'll see you next time.